down there on the bottom side. So
this feels very experimental for KT. Like once the Poppy came through, I think they were like, oh, I guess we do it anyways. Let's limit test this, and if we add more and more engage options, maybe one of them will get through because Poppy can't block everything. The Rock is a little bit, weak on the bottom lane here. If the Scissors are trying to cut through, maybe it can cut through. It's up to the Kalista.
We'll see how it goes here. Either way, game number 1 is ready to go. Let's hop onto the Rift. Just a bunch of lurkers on the Rift.
Hope they have detection.
Well, that's going to be Lucid. Hello. Pyoshik's coming over here, but there's 3 members of DK in the face of Pyoshik, who's like, well, I guess I'm going to blue buff.
Well, this will allow at least Deft and Beryl to hard push bottom and crash this wave in, so it's not without sacrifice here, as this is great for Lucid, but not so great for aiming. And yeah, I mean, ultimately it's not going to be horrible, but it is not great.
Here they come onto the red buff as well.
Yeah, like
Lucid pretty slow on this one. And he's level 2. There's 4 people on the side of KT that are coming in here. He is going to smite it, but he knows he is in a really rough spot and will accept his defeat. Although, Buckler picked up, he's going towards the turrets. He is going to flash in between. He's actually trying to escape here. And you know what? I mean, oh no,
blast
cone! Not the blast cone, don't do it to me. Lucid's still on the run here. He does not have his W. And Pyoshik is going all the way around, but Lucid has fooled him, and now he's just going to start his blue. Are you kidding me?
He's going to get away with it now. A very expensive move here. He loses Flash, nearly loses his life, but the Flash is perfect. Meanwhile,
going in here. Level 2 was aiming. But yeah, Lucid's just going to start this one up. And I mean, Pyoshik might have just assumed he got into a brush somewhere and backed, but this is about to get really...
This is crazy.
Insane once again. And Pyoshik gonna see his blue buff going down. He's like, you really stayed. A bunch of question mark pings and another engage in the bottom lane. Kellen might be in a little bit of trouble.
He's at less than half level 2. He might be in trouble as well.
Lucid has smite, and so Lucid holds on to his buff. Now,
Pyoshik is game over, man.
Pyoshik doesn't have a buff.
He doesn't have a buff. He's got squat, man. He's got no money. And this is disastrous. But there is a world where if Pyoshik does something a little bit differently, hold up.
Pyoshik, he is going to have some support, but he actually, first roam is coming over from Talia. Pyoshik, I think, might just be dead, but the W does come out early from Lucid, and the Dragon is going to push him away, so yeah, not able to deny that. But Pyoshik does have to flash to survive, and he's still down a level and like 5 camps at this point.
Yeah, Crab's going to go over to Lucid here as well. We'll clear up some vision.
And let's see how this one goes down. Jonas Strong keeping it.
See that pet?
Here we go. Here we go. Hex flash over the wall. BDD. The W comes down. Yeah, he's just going to flash away. And that is another summoner taken away from the members of KT by Lucid.
Bring as the tales we told of CL were.
We told a lot of tales, by the way. We got Impale. He is just in so much trouble. Casting is going to flash, though. And he does get away, but man.
Has been so Okay,
no Lucid point, Wolf. No Lucid point. Barrel's dead. Okay, down he goes. First blood goes to Kellen. And Deft has to flash away as well. Barrel not having his flash. Okay. Yeah, no, it's great. I mean, this is what we were talking about before the game started, as now he's going to knock the Sejuani into the wall. W comes down, and you know what? Pyoshik is just dead. He doesn't have his flash. And Lucid still has his. He gets away. BDD not able to punish in this 3v3. Barrel's still here. He's going to keep Kellen around as Deft is trying to help out, but at the end of the day, it's just a kill here, and now the wall's going to come down. Barrel has to flash away himself.
Finally, Deft is trying to do a thing in the bottom lane.
Deft doesn't have flash here, and Showmaker's already here. The root comes down onto Kellen, but I think he's still in a lot of trouble. Flash comes in, and Deft is just going to hold on to his cleanse. He knows he's 100% dead. That's another kill over to Dplus KIA. That one going over to the Corki.
Perfectly, it could have been calculated as more action.
Lucid's here, and Impale is on point, and you're not getting out of this one. Casting, the knockup comes in, and with no flash available, the timing on the gank is perfect. And Skarner's so good at setting those up. Now, BDD and Pyoshik trying to trade it back.
He's got flash, though.
Yeah, and this is Skarner, and the ult is just going to sail wide. Pyoshik trying to get on in there onto Lucid, but it is stunned to come down, actually, underneath the turret, but Lucid barely going to go down with just the flail to get the job done.
From the red buff, And I mean, this is actually, they just took casting and tied him to the back of a train, dragged him across the tracks, man.
It's a lot of interactive gameplay there, to say no. And yeah, they get over here in time to actually stop this turret from going down.
I feel like this is a bit poor, though, by KT in terms of what they could have done with the teleport and the advantage top side. Like, they still lose a majority of this turret and lose the dragon. Dplus going to get that turret no matter what. Barrel?
King just impaled the clone. The Barrel is in a lot of trouble, and he's just going to run away.
Look,
that's fine.
Now, BDD and Def are with the Kalista power-up here with the Yone. I mean, the two of them could do this pretty quickly, and Pioshik is rotating over with the Smite, so they will get away with this in turn, but we're a bit disappointed that the call for casting was to buy Leandri's and then just walk back bottom. So things have looked a lot better for KT in these last 5 minutes.
Barrel just out in the middle of nowhere trying to get some deep wards in. That's a free kill. Goes over to aiming.
Caster Curse.
Not sure what the idea that was there, but...
And we're not going to see a teleport from casting, it looks like, to...
Could also just go in here on a Deft. I mean, Deft is all alone here. He does have Flash and Cleanse, but yeah, they're just going to leave that one as the teleport does come in from BDD. And now try to Showmaker, who is in a lot of trouble, but the rest of KT trying to close the distance and get in. They finally take out Showmaker, and now Kellen kind of left on his lonesome. Lucid the same, just going to ult the Rumble away. But this is a great fight for KT. They turn it around with a TP and pick up 2 kills. Not able to do so just yet, although Kellen is going to be rooted up here. He doesn't have the help of his team right now. He has to flash away. Very awkward spot for him to be standing, and he will be punished for it.
Showmaker did a lot of damage during that exchange, though, and aiming is also full health here, so KT need to play very respectful. Barrel still could look for an engage, and that's why Dplus are spreading themselves out here. They don't absolutely need a hard force for this. They already have a 2 Drake lead. Got to be so wary of the Nico engage. Kellen.
Oh, Barrel, he has to flash away from that one, and it might work out for him, though, but we got a lot of different angles coming in onto this fight. You see Kingen on the left as the knockaway of the jungler, and this fight comes in. Lucid once again gonna get the job done, and Deft has to flash away from the seismic shove, and the impale in the brush. They're not ready for that one, and now Pioshik is all by his lonesome. They're so low on the backside of this fight. DK not gonna over chase, but man, they got a lot of value out of that fight.
Really nice trap set there by Kingen.
Now, speaking of which, oops, we are knocked into the wall as trying to dive here. BDD's gonna go down. Casting surely gets this kill, right? Okay, he is gonna pick up the kill, but now TP coming in.
Showmaker's Weaver's Wall.
Yeah, Showmaker definitely gonna try to punish this one. The equalizer is pretty good. Seismic Shove is gonna get some damage in, but this is a Rumble making things pretty spicy as now we got more action as Pioshik was going in there to try to save him. I don't even know, guys. Pioshik's just gonna go down. It's a double kill for aiming. And now 4 versus 2. They could look for the Baron. We have seen some very aggressive Baron calls.
It's so crazy. It's non-stop action. It's not calculated. It's all limit testing. It's constantly, you know, just basically stats checking, hands checking, non-stop. As you have this trade coming through, the Showmaker teleports over. Good play by Kingen to at least trade the kill back, but it is going to be Casting who ultimately gets caught here. Holds his own, but Showmaker has Seraphs.
Yeah, and BDD is their most fed member at this point. He's already taken some damage as Pioshik is just going to send it into Lucid, but Lucid is able to charge away from the follow-up as Barrel, only able to get the knock-up on the Poppy immediately is going to be pulled back. Meanwhile, trying to turn now onto Kellen, who we said before is pretty much unkillable. A nice chunk of damage still done to him. As Kingen still looking for his angle. So many low health bars here between the two teams.
All right, Lucid trying to come over here and start up this dragon. A bit optimistic, though, as BDD coming back in, looking for an angle. The lineup.
Oh, he just dashed down on the rocks. Yikes. I mean, we talked about this, right? Like in a straight-up 5v5, it is difficult to make this work into this fight, and then knock back into the knock into the wall, and you just don't get to play the game, Pioshik. And with the jungler gone, that will be Ocean Soul to the side of DK. Casting, very nice dodge here, but the follow-up is coming in. Now they're trying to turn and fight this one 4v4. They know the Poppy is gone, but the rock to the face place, and down will go the Yone, and King is looking for more, gets a couple of flashes with his Impale, but the fight is not done. They're still going in, they're still looking for more blood. Have much going for them.
I mean, Dplus's comp has so much engaged. KT's engage is ultimate reliant. You know, you need Barrel's ult, you need BDD's ult, Deft's ult potentially, right? Or Pioshik's ultimate, whereas Dplus just have so much consistent engage, so you trade ults, and Dplus is like, I'm still ready. You know, come at me. And now they're going to grab this inhibitor. BDD getting some value topside, but it is not equivalent.
Yeah, he's going to have to back now, as they are threatening here with the Baron buff. They still have a minute 30, and now a wall to come down to try to just open up these Nexus turrets. They might be able to get one, but it looks like they don't want to take the chance. Knocko comes in from BDD, but that is Skarner.
Tough to end with the equalizer still available here for casting. Just going to be able to clear this out if they tried to stay and you know, push the issue. There's other ways those ults are back up. No, he's not going to do it to you about this.
I mean, he might. I don't know. Based on what I've seen in this game.
Nah, he's not. Look, just two more, buddy.
Yeah. Well, generally these games also go to like 50 minutes long, so.
I don't know, the game state right now is telling me this one's not. But yeah, we'll probably get one.
It probably shouldn't. I'll just say that. Yeah, they're being pushed out of here, and with, you know, I mentioned before, the flash in with the Impale! Where did he go? And now a massive counter engage comes in, but do they have the damage? It's a question. Down will go Showmaker, but that might just be it for the damage that goes into them. King is so tanky, Kellen's so tanky, aiming, still full health, still pushing into the base. And it was a fantastic counter engage, but not quite enough money to get the job done, especially without Deft.
Yeah, and now with no equalizer, I think Dplus could just escort this next wave with the super minions here and look to start chipping away. 25 seconds on BDD, but he won't have his ultimate. Same to be said of Barrel when he respawns. I think this should be the beginning of the end.
Well, they're going to dive a Sejuani under Nexus turret, so it's looking just likely as down will go Pioshik. And down will go casting, and down should go these Nexus turrets. It was a very insanely scrappy game. Very much back and forth as Barrel desperate. Deft also desperate, but it will not happen. The Nexus goes down, and DK take game one.
If you're going to hard force the, yes. If you're going to hard force the Yone, and BDD's one of my favorite players, but you got to hit your abilities. He wasn't really doing that. His laning was fine, but I think this is a, like, just wipe the slate clean and just move to game two. Forget about this draft, because this was a rough one.